I'm going to give you a little bit of an intro and then, yeah. So, hello. Hi, human beings.
Hey.
I think, yeah, it looks like we're connected to something because somebody sees us, and this has got to be a good thing. Eddie, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. The reason I didn't get into too much of what it was going to be tonight is because we're kind of figuring it out as we go. You know me well enough, Ed, that I tend to do things at the last minute, and
Yep.
I don't plan too far ahead. And today is no different. Just like when the truckers came to town, man, I didn't make up my mind, until way into the game that I was going to jump on board. And it was today where I actually jumped on board and started videoing. And I know that you were part of the whole thing too. And I pulled up some video of you. But the reason why I haven't got into too much detail as to what this is because I want to kind of discover it with the crowd out there. The whole idea, just so that you know, is we're getting together in the spirit of peace, love, and unity that happened at the Freedom Convoy in 2022.
Yep.
This is the very first day that things were starting to happen. Now, before I get into too much, I want to introduce my guest here, and I'm going to do that by way of a little video. Eddie, I know you didn't even know that this footage existed, as I understand. But we're gonna show you a little bit of Eddie talking at the Freedom Convoy. Okay, this was about, I think, day 6 or something. But we're gonna give you this, and this is the first time Eddie's seeing it too. So here we go. All right.
Ooh, we're live at the stage.
So I just want to give opportunity to share, and please support every single man that you know to stand together.
Oh, I'm remembering this now. Yeah, Brad got me up there.
Okay, I want to start out by thanking the truckers. You guys are amazing. We couldn't do without you guys. You guys are the backbone of this country, backbone of every country. They need to realize that. I sure do. The truckers don't need us. Well, I guess they do, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, we need them. The country needs them. They're the backbone, right? But so they all need to pat themselves on the back. I didn't get everybody get a chance to pat them on the back. But I want everybody to pat themselves on the back for being here today. You know, but this has been a big fight. You know, we can't look for anybody else to do it for us. We got to do it, right? And all these little kids, amazing. You just got to reach out, give them a hug, give them a props for what they're doing. But now, besides that, I want to say this is amazing, but I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Ed, son of Casey. I'm indigenous, half Irish. I'm Ojibwe, Christian Island, and I've been fighting from the beginning. They call me Eddie Bear, Santa Claus. I have a lot of titles. As he said, big man. But I've been fighting since the beginning. I was at Adamson's. I fought. Me and Miss Man stood side by side, got in that door. I was Santa Claus when they cut off the parade in Toronto. But this here is what I've been waiting for. Like, we've been waiting before COVID ever happened. There's just been a separation in this society, you know? And this, seeing everybody come together like this, it feels so good. Like, it warms me up. I can't even my clothes because I'm sweating from the inside. You guys warm me up. Like, it's amazing. This is beautiful, people. You guys, I love you all. I love everyone.
Yeah!
And they can say whatever they want. But we know the truth. This has nothing to do with racism. They're dangling strings. They're holding on to strings. And that's all they're doing. We can't let it happen. But guys, another thing. This starts in here, but it doesn't end here, right? We need to rip the back passports. We need to throw away the masks. We need to open our businesses. Pull down the sides. We got to create our own normal because they're not normal.
Hey, man.
We can't let them be in charge of our normal.
You're welcome.
We gotta
You're welcome.
It's on us. And we got to thank
Yeah,
the
man. You still got that charger. I got you a nice long one for your truck.
It's on us now.
That's the
Keep up the fight. Do not back down.
Yeah, so
Love you all.
this will charge the device, the
I was
battery back,
sorry
and this will
about
charge
Buddy
your
there. He
phone.
was talking about
When you're
charging
locked.
whatever. You know, it was a pretty charged environment. But there you go. So this is Ed that's joining us here tonight. Ed,
I
welcome.
forgot all about that.
Okay,
That was Vlad got me up there.
Vlad Sobolev, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hugs over mask guy. Yeah. So we've met a lot of really wild characters in this thing, and I thought that tonight what we do is we'd start off from the beginning, at least my beginning in all of the Freedom Convoy, in that we got the bubble bus on the road, and with Ryan, El Capitan, Ryan the bubble bouncer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was with us, and we were passing through Bowmanville when we first left. We left from Oshawa. We were passing through Bowmanville, and this is the footage. Now, folks, please, I want you to understand, this is obviously a work in progress. We have zero budget. We have beautiful things in the background. These are all specially placed for your enjoyment. Actually, what we're doing, folks, is we're coming together, as I mentioned, in a spirit of peace and love. We're going to relive this. So I'm going to show you what happened in the bubble bus as we first got out in the street. I hadn't seen anything. First got out on the 401, and we're heading towards the Trenton bus stop, the Trenton stop for the night. And I'll let you see that footage as well. But here we are in Bowmanville, passing through.
Look up here, everybody on the overpass.
I know. Look at all the people on the overpass. Can you guys see this? It just never occurred to me that people would be standing on. Yeah, man, we're on the road in the bubble bus. We're heading to Ottawa. We got a little bit ahead of the convoy here. We're going to see there's a lot of people gathering at all of the overpasses at the 401 at this point. So I'm sure we'll see more and more as we go. We've just passed through Bowmanville. The convoy is behind us. We're trying to get ahead of them. We're going to be checking in from Kingston where they're going to be staying over tonight. So we're going to get up there. We're going to get hunkered in. We're going to see them roll in. And then we'll inform you of next steps. But baby, trucks are on the roll, as are the buses. Yeah, live updates all the way from Ottawa at ground below zero. Yeah, ground below zero. That's where the bubble bus is going to be headed. We have a sound system. We have DJs. We have warm drinks. We have. We're going to have some fun. Keep it light. Keep it peaceful, and help someone out today, man. We'll see you soon. All right. All right. Trying to figure out how to make it all work out. Oh, my camera is staring. Hi. How are you? Yes. Our production value is immensely incredible here this evening. Eddie, when did you get to the Freedom Convoy? First of all, tell us a little bit about what you know when you first found out about the Freedom Convoy and when you joined in. Are you frozen, Eddie? I think Eddie's frozen. All right. Well, while we wait for him to unfreeze, well, he shouldn't be really. It's +2 out. I mean, it's a little warm. Hold on.
No.
Eddie's catching up. Eddie's got the time warp. So weird.
You can't hear me?
I can now. It sounds
Hello?
like you're coherent now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so when did I hear about it? Probably about 2 weeks prior to it. It was supposed to happen the week before, but it was too soon, so they prolonged it. I think that's what I remember correctly. Okay. And I was following it right across Canada, watching all the videos. And then on the 27th, on the Thursday, which is 1 year from, or 2 years ago today, I went to the Kingston truck roads, truck station, and I helped set up there and feed the truckers. And I was bringing the truckers to the hotels that wanted to go to hotels, driving them there. once that was all settled and set in, I took off, drove out to Arnprior, and then I helped out in Arnprior, setting up there on Friday morning, feeding again the truckers and stuff, and it just continued. I stayed until March 5th.
Wow. Can you tell me a little bit about Arnprior? I mean, for those who might not be familiar, what was that? Who put it together? How did it kind of fit into the whole trucker convoy thing?
Well, Arnprior, if you're talking, it depends on when you're talking. In the beginning, it was just a truck stop that everybody went to that was coming from the West Coast. They came up through the Trans-Canada coming up in behind into Ottawa. And then there was Kingston truck stop, which I did the day before, was people coming across from like Windsor right across the 401 from the west, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I helped at that truck stop, and then went in after that on Thursday night, Friday morning, into Arnprior, spent the night in my car, and then people were coming in, and we started setting up tables and stuff for the trucks that were coming in and that were already there, and fed them in the morning. And then I took off into Ottawa.
So it's interesting. I think I actually have footage of that. Let's just see what happens here if we do this. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. This is I believe the Trenton stop or the Kingston stop. Kingston or Trenton, I'm not sure which. But you're in this one.
I couldn't have come back. I couldn't have come back without showing you guys what the heck. Okay, here we go. You're an animal, Eddie! You're an animal, buddy!
That's Kingston.
Kingston, all right.
So, still lots of space. Truckers are kind of filling in the back here.
So, give us a little bit about this. So this is kind of gives you an idea, at least what Kingston was like, the Kingston stop. I mean, what was your feeling of how it might turn out? I mean, this was brand new. We knew there's a bunch of trucks coming in, but we had no idea what it was going to look like. So what was your impression?
Well, we'd been disappointed a few times prior to this, Jimmy? So yeah, it was heartwarming when you got there and just seeing the amount of people already, and you just know, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. It was a beautiful thing. And just seeing the people, like the energy that was coming off everybody was just amazing. And there you were watching the videos, seeing them going to all the other truck stops too. So you knew it was just unbelievable, right? But seeing it firsthand like that in Kingston, I was living in Kingston at the time. So before I took off to Ottawa, because I'd done that just a month prior with you and Holdfast and all that, and we were disappointed. So I decided to go Kingston first. And when I got there and seen this, I was just like, I was on fire. I was glowing.
Well, you know, Eddie, we do actually have a history, and as funny as it is, I guess now that we're on the line, we might as well talk about it. We have done these kind of things for a long time. Okay, this was new. This was coming in from the West Coast, and then a bunch of other people were joining them, and I personally didn't know what the hell to make of it. But when you were saying that you were living in Kingston, you've done a lot of stuff, man. Let's talk a little bit. You mentioned Holdfast. We'll get to that in a minute. But what about Jack Tuesdays? Let's sing the praises of Jack Tuesdays, and let's. I'd love to have him on a future one of this.
Right.
But yeah, talk to me about that. Talk to me about Jack Tuesdays and that thing.
Oh, Jack Tuesdays. One of the restaurants that made a stance. I was living on a farm in Kingston, and I go find some vape juice because I was quit smoking and I started vaping. And I go to this store and I'm looking for something to eat while I'm there after I come out of the vape store, and I see this sign that's saying no vax passports needed here. We serve everybody, something along those lines. And yeah, I just went inside, got all excited. It was warm, like everybody was amazing. Like nobody was there with masks on. And yeah, I got a lowdown on what they were up to, and I said, I'm here to support you then. And I just kept coming back. And then the bylaws tried to shut him down. I slept in his restaurant for a couple nights. We were holding them off. Kelly Hale is the owner of Jack Tuesdays. Well, was until the government shut him down, took it away from him. But yeah, he's an amazing man. He's a religious man, Christian faith, and he's just got the biggest heart. Do anything for anybody, and he wasn't taking it. He wasn't going to take it laying down, letting them just walk on him. And I stood up with him, helped him out. So did a lot of other people, obviously.
Well, yeah, I mean, and just to give clarity around all this, all the guy wanted to do was serve food to his patrons. You know, he just wasn't buying what the government was selling. That's all. He's like, no, I'm not going to play by those rules. We're going to just serve our customers. Amazing. And then you mentioned Hold Fast. Let's talk about our friends over at Hold Fast. What an incredible group of people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
From Peter Burgers, right out in Peterborough.
Gotta love them. They're amazing people. Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a few nights sleeping on that floor as well. And just I don't know. I'll give my take on it after you do. What possesses a person to sleep on a restaurant floor for no pay with people you hardly know? Like, why?
Because you see like somebody having that kind of enthusiasm, that kind of heart, that kind of drive to want to stand up against the system, and you just want to wow, you just want to stand right behind them and just go, I got you, bud. Like that was for me anyway. Like I just said, no, I'm not walking away. If you're standing up, I got you. I'm here with you through and through. Like, and that's what I did, and so many other people did as well, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible times, and to see it being relived here is something else. I'm gonna go to that video on that night at Kingston. We're gonna go through it just a little bit further. I'm gonna play it a little bit in the background here, and just to give you an idea of the feeling that people had, and it was freezing, man. I mean, this was minus 20.
Yeah, that's true, eh? All right, we're gonna go take a look at some of these. What do you think, huh? Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you, man.
I remember I'm looking at the background there. This is the first night that I saw the shed. There you go.
So these are just some of the vehicles that are descending upon Ottawa,
which in turn ended up being right at the very the center corner and shot live from the shed. Let's see if we can get Dave on the future one.
Look at that truck, eh?
Big drag towing.
Yeah.
That's a whole story too about the towing truck.
How you doing?
Oh, Justin, you know how much fucking money our company's lost in the last couple of days? Smarten the fuck up, man.
Why is what? Is it just that he's cowardly and doesn't want to speak to the people, or what's the issue?
Well, I mean, that goes without saying, right? He's proven that. He's crawled up from under his law.
Yeah. So what do you think? What's going to be the best possible scenario out of all this?
Nothing that I want posted on the social fucking.
All right. That's right there. Thanks for coming out, brother. Love you, man. See, you gotta respect people's privacy, right?
It was an amazing feeling. I remember.
So it's like this really weird alien snow landscape. With all these tricked out buses. Hey, I saw a bunch of those signs on the road. So cool.
Don't like to interact with others, but these were all my friends just because of what we were doing
out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People just don't care. They're about as happy as pigs in whatever pigs like to be happy in.
Yeah, it was like organic, the way that everybody just united.
So this is going to be the place to be tonight. I think I'm going to hang around for a little.
Yeah, it really did have this, you didn't know anybody, but they were friends feel to it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like you knew them forever, for sure.
Yeah. So, Eddie, I mean, I'm not, I just wanted to come on tonight. And folks, thank you for staying with us for as long as you have. It's been 18 full minutes and you've been with us, and I really appreciate it. tonight was just a teaser of some of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing this every single night as long as the convoy went on. So what you're looking at right now is the footage that occurred approximately right now 2 years ago. And tomorrow it will be 2 years ago, 2 years before tomorrow, and so on and so forth. So the invitation is for all of you that are watching, specifically those of you who were there, I want you to reach out to me if you'd like, and if you'd like to be on, like Eddie. Now I'm gonna have more conversation with Eddie because Eddie's he's got a history on that. He's been, ever since I got into this, he's been at this, and he's gone through the ringer. I want to find out a little bit more about his personal life and how it's what kind of tolls it's taken on him and how he feels he's benefited. But the plea right now, or the invitation, reach out if you were there. We want to get everybody on here. We can have like 10 people talking. We can invite hundreds of people. I signed up for this deal, and now we can like come together in a peace, love, and understanding kind of environment so that we can figure out what's going forward. Look, folks, we're talking about this convoy that happened a couple of years ago, and it's just been related that it was totally unconstitutional. Not like we didn't know that the whole time, but now the government itself has admitted that. Now, folks, this never should have been shut down. It was one of the most incredible events that have ever happened on Canadian soil. It was the largest protest that's ever occurred in Canada. And it brought people together in a spirit of generosity and unity like nothing else I've ever seen. So if you were there, you've got an experience, you got a story, I want you to share it with us. And especially if you have footage. Oh my God, time-stamped footage is gold here. Okay, because every single day what we'll do is we'll feature different footage or impacts that certain footage had on you. If you can just send me a little clip and you want to come on, we'll figure out a time you can come on. I want this to be a collaborative effort, okay? I don't want to be the one yapping the whole time. All right? All right. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. So, Eddie, did you ever think you'd be a freedom fighter?
No.
Do you identify as a freedom fighter?
Most definitely.
All right. Yeah. So what happened? It was just people standing up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the beginning, it was not a lot of people standing up, but it sure did get pretty big there by the convoy, but it took a long time. Sure did.
It seems that now there is a general upswing in people's positivity towards many of these subjects. I'll mention one that's very important and dear to my heart is the Coots 4. These poor guys been in jail for freaking 700 days or something. Okay, no trial, no nothing. 700 days, dude. But as
Isn't
I understand, Tucker Carlson, I don't even get it.
Yeah. Right.
But as a couple nights ago, Tucker Carlson was out in Alberta, stadium full of people, and people paid to listen to this guy talk. That's cool, whatever. But he brought attention to the Coots 4, and that guy has an audience of 11 million people, which is damn helpful. It's a third of the population of Canada, and our news ain't getting out anywhere because we're Canadian. It's like
nope.
They've got this weird thing. We're in this little media bubble. Nobody can see us, and they won't allow us to share our information or the news. Anything that comes from Canada is now news that is governed by Canada or something weird, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, it is. It's insane what we're going through. That's for sure. It's a rough time.
So tell me, Eddie, what do you think the solution is, man? What have you been working on? What do you think the way out of this is? How do you think that we progress forward in a constructive fashion?
So, Jim, it's always been the same. I'm always going to say the same thing. To me, the only way out of this is doesn't have to be everybody, but a good portion of this country coming together and standing up. And I don't mean a civil war. I mean a revolution. I don't think we'll ever vote our way out of this. I don't think violence is the way. Sometimes there may be a little bit of violence involved, but at the same note, it's not the way. It's not going to be the answer because we don't have the weapons that they have or the people. But it's going to take a good portion of the country coming together and standing up. And that's the only way, I think. Because we're just Sorry. You were talking?
No, I interrupted you inadvertently.
Okay. Like for me, like voting, we're just going back and forth, which is the same thing we've been doing for how many years we've ever been in this democracy. You know what I mean? And we're going from left to the right, back and forth. And it's what's gotten us to where we are. And this whole conservative thing, whatever, it's just, to me, it's just going to keep going. It's just going to keep the circle going. It's still the same agenda, just a different way of getting there. And it's giving hope for people to think that there's a way out. Like, you know, that's all that the Conservative Party's playing right now. Same with Tucker Carlson. You know, he comes over here, like goes and says, like, you know, one thing I could say from it is that, you know, he's got audience that we don't got, like maybe reaching some of those left, the liberals, and, you know, making them stir up, see what's going on. But at the end of the day, I still hope that people realize that when we do come to the end, it's that we have to get rid of this system altogether. Tucker Carlson, if you do some research on him, he's one of the elite. You know what I mean? He grew up with the Rothschilds. There's a whole background on him. They're all one and the same. You know what I mean? He had nothing to say for us until they realized this convoy was coming. It was in around the same time that Pierre Poilievre was running. He's a Conservative Party supporter in the States. And, you know, that's when he started talking over here for us when they're trying to push the Conservative, like our hope. You know what I mean? So to me, that's not the way. To me, it's the revolution. But don't get it twisted. It's not going to be civil war that's going to get it neither. That's only going to help them as well.
Okay, so I'd like to talk about that a little bit because, you know, the conversation is and should be around solutions. I mean, it's about what we're going to do. It's not about what went wrong and who screwed up what. It's about what we're going to do about it. So there are several solutions being proposed, and some of which do not require voting in a existing political system, but rather creating a secondary citizens system whereby the citizens get together and vote for their own person to represent them, and then run as independents at the municipal level. As far as I can tell, the one furthest away from the mouth of the beast, the one that's causing all of the problems, is the municipal governance. It's the most spread out, it's the most grassroots, and it's the one that we can have the most ability to affect. That being running in our local mayors or attending our local council meetings and such. And I know that there are people that are doing with some great effect. Maggie Hope Braun being one, whom I hope will come on here and do this with us, kind of explain a little bit of what she's doing. Trish Conlon, running for the PPC, but doesn't necessarily believe in the PPC, is just trying to reach people. It's a really interesting thing. And I'm certainly not in a position to say what is working and what is not working, but I think that anybody moving in the direction of freedom, we have to try everything that we can. With short of physical violence, I don't, it's not gonna work, like you said, they got bigger guns. Man, it's people are mentioning here. I've got, wow, people talk. Hey man, I got a whole bunch of comments. Can you see anything? I don't even know what you can see, Eddie. Can you see anything? Can you see any comments?
No, I can't see any.
I wonder if anybody else can see comments. Can anybody see comments? Comment and see if you can see comments. So basically, good evening. Hello, Michelle and Adam and Brenda and Dwayne and Angela and Michelle and BP4210 and Barb. And there's a lot here, guys. I can't go through them all. Okay, I just can't do it. But some of you were there. We came together as a country. Some of you know Thundra. You should. She's amazing. Dwayne joined the Canadian Freedom Fighters. People united will not be defeated. Out of the movement into the masses. Okay, so that was a point that I actually wanted to bring up. The movement, as you mentioned before, there wasn't too many of us. There was a handful of us running around the streets. 50 of us or whatever. But now it seems like a lot of people are just kind of like a little fed up. It's gotten a little ridiculous. It's kind of gotten to the point where they're like, I'm not sure what this is, and they're at least questioning the thing. So with that, how do you think that we can appeal to those who still have elements of common sense?
How can we appeal to those that have comments?
Like
honestly, like for me, Jim, I'm not the best person to ask for that, because for me, like by now, like we're 4 years in, you know what I mean? Going into our 5th year, right? If you have common sense, to me, you should already know enough. To me right now, I don't think it's that we're at a point where, for me anyway, I don't feel like, we're at a point of keep waking people up. People are going to see, like right now, it says people got to start standing up that are awake and actually going out there and joining some of these groups and taking part. Like, okay, look at that petition that went out for the confidence vote for Justin Trudeau. It got over 300,000, largest one ever. But with the amount of people that are out here that are involved in our movement, that should have been over 1 million. That should have signed that. Like, people got to actually get out there and take action. You know what I mean? Like, I shared the crap out of that. I thought that would have gotten way more than it did. It was nice that it got what it did, but people just need that are awake to just start taking action. People got to realize, like, there isn't a lot of leaders out there in this world. It's mostly followers. You know what I mean? So the more people just actually do stuff, you'll see. Your next thing you know, your neighbors start, oh, what's going on? And they start joining, and they start, it was the same thing when we were partying. In the beginning, partying through the lockdown, the parties were small, but then the neighbors coming, you know what I mean? They join, they'll come, right? But people have just got to like that. Ones that are awake, they got to just start standing up and actually doing something.
It's so true, man. It's so true. Just along those lines, I have chosen to spend my time trying to build an alternate way of living. So we've I don't know how many of you know, but Thunder and I have sold our home. We've purchased a tiny home, and we're living pretty close to off-grid. And so we've decided to size down on purpose so that we can be more nimble and ready in case things change. I believe that if we get by with less when we don't have to, then when we do have to, we're prepared for it. Because I don't want to be pessimistic, but the chances are we've lived in a rich country for a long time, and there's some greedy people who are not really interested in the middle class anymore. So we might want to come to the reality of that, sooner than later. The class I don't understand is the deca millionaires, okay, or the 100 millionaires. You know what I mean? The ones that have like 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. I don't understand these people. Now, the billionaires, you get it, right? They're in the clan. They had to do the blood pact or whatever. But the other ones are just really successful self-employed people who are coming on up. Now, these people, if they can't see that the value of their currency is going to be devalued and inflated out of existence, I don't know what the hell is going on. So you better use your money right now for something that's going to be able to cause some leverage and bring the people together. So that's my pitch to you people who have tens of millions or whatever. And I know there's probably not too, if you're friends of mine, you probably don't have that kind of money, but maybe you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And dude, I'm telling you, we can recreate, you give me that 10 million from that account, we'll recreate the Convoy, Anyway, not a pitch for money, but if you want it, please send it to xyz@paymennow.com. Yeah, buddy. Well, and the thing is, here, I've got a lot of videos, okay, and I don't even know. I've got them organized into the days, but I've got very, very little footage for today because it was like the day before it actually started. So, were you at the Canada Unity one, the bear hug? Did you have bear hug 1.0
where we went out the month before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when we were chasing Trudeau all around.
That's right. We did the thing around Trudeau's house and all that stuff. I'm going to see, you know what? I'm going to just take a look, see if we can pull that up. Because I got video of all of that. That was, people thought, it never ceased to amaze me that people started following me when the Convoy happened. And yet we were at this already for a couple of years by the time the Convoy came around. And let's just see here. Yeah, all right. I'm going to see if I can pull this up. So how about you give us a little bit of what happened about a month before the big trucker convoy came in? How about you let us know a little bit about your involvement over there?
Well,
how many days did you stay? First of all, I mean, I think we were there for like 9 or something in total. Do you remember how many days you were there?
What I recall, we were at a restaurant there and holding up. You guys were there 9, but I was there like 6 or 7. I came like 2 or 3 days after you guys because I was at the.
Your audio's choppy, brother. Here, I'm going to go ahead and play a clip from then, and hopefully that kind of eases up your thing. So this was about a month before we had been sleeping in our cars and buses, in my case, out at Confederation Park, which was, I will refer to as we go on as below ground zero in some of the videos, because that's what we called it. It was below zero. And it was the place where it started a month before. And this is one of the things that we did. We had a convoy that went through Ottawa, and we went to go find Trudeau. So this is what happened outside of Trudeau's home.
Yeah.
Out and moving your body with it. You haven't done anything.
You know, you shook me.
Yeah.
Do it.
Danny.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Woo.
Oh, and I think Roy comes out.
There we are. Dancing out in the snow. You know it. You know it.
This was actually Roy's idea. You know that?
What?
This was Roy from Peterborough. Roy's idea to go and drive around Trudeau's house.
I can't hear you, brother.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It was Roy from Peterburger's idea to do this. It was him and Ryan had a conversation, and then they brought it to me, and we all and it was but it was Roy's idea.
I remember that.
You know what I love about this?
I can't hear you. When the music's playing, I can't hear you.
I was just saying, strike me down, copyright gods, because I don't care. I'm running a third-party software.
Looks like round 2. Here we go. Time to go. Time to go.
Sometimes I get a good feeling.
Yeah, and so from here this was one of the homes, and then somebody said no, this wasn't his actual home. So we went over to some compound down the street a couple of blocks and shot lasers while Secret Service people came out of the woods.
Home, and the other one was his cottage.
What was that? One was his home and the other one was a cottage. Yeah. Oh, here's Popa.
One of them was his home, and the other.
Sorry, dude. One of them was the home, and then the other was the cottage?
Yes.
Yeah, cut that much, brother. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
The police are coming. I don't want that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we do go down the street like that, and yes, police do chase us, and yes, we do get away because they really don't hate us.
Well, if you remember correctly, the cops, when they came to that little roundabout, because it was like a roundabout thing we were at, they were like, right. What in the world? They couldn't even believe it. The one cop was dancing, if you remember.
Had to come down now because the The craziness we get ourselves into, huh? Yeah, brother.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Well, so just so that people know, we've been doing this for a little while and a whole bunch of different initiatives, and we've met all kinds of really cool people. And I know that in the freedom world, there tends to be a lot of people who have problems with things or people or whatever. I'm not one of those people. I tend to kind of like and learn from everybody, and I think that it's beneficial if we do that. And we want to bring as many people to the fore here that can give us a rounded out vision of what the Freedom Convoy actually was, from their perspectives, and as many perspectives as we can possibly get, so that we can give an accurate depiction of what the heck. All right. So
All right.
that's hey.
Yes.
Thanks for coming, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. And thank you all for watching on all the different platforms. And we're doing this again tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We're going to have another guest speaker on tomorrow evening. And this was our first one. Thanks, man. I don't think it went too well. I'm glad I had a handsome guest on with me.
Anytime, Jimmy. Glad to talk with you.
If you tune in, you'll see your face all throughout some of the video, because we passed many times. So
right.
Yeah, you'll see yourself later on as well.
I don't really need to look at myself. I'd rather look at everybody else. But I appreciate it. I know I'll be in there.
All right, brother. Well, I'm glad I got to look at you, and I'm glad everybody else did too.
All right. Love you. Mad respect. Right. Keep up the good work. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, bro. Love you, man.
Love you.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you get a feel for what we're doing. We're going to get set up. The people over at Soul's Path, the kind people at Soul's Path, have offered to allow me to continue to use space there that we usually use for the Church of Bubbles meetings. So we're going to get an on-site blogging thing, so that we'll have microphones so we can do that thing, and we'll do a nice decor, and we'll up the production value, and we're going to bring all of the coolest people, in my opinion anyway, that I've met throughout the freedom fight, if you'll call it that. Now it's not so much a freedom fight as it is a developing of the new, determining what we're going to do, how we're going to move forward, how we're going to bring each other together and hold each other accountable in productive and upbuilding ways, instead of just railing against the machine, man. There's a lot of work to be done, and I feel the tide's turning. I'm very excited about some of the developments, and I'm excited mostly that you guys spent all this time with me. Thank you. I really think it's awesome. And we will see you. Well, hold on. I'm just before I go, because you guys are here, and I should at least go an hour, I think. I'd like to go through some of the comments and see if we can address whatever we got here. You stood on the boom truck. Oh, Boom Truck Ben. Hey, Boom Truck Ben, I'd like to invite you out as one of my co-hosts here. That would be great to have you and give your perspective. Yeah, that's Mud Cloud stood on top of Boom Truck Ben 2 years ago before he got famous. I don't know what's happening in Texas, Patty. If you could inform me, then I might know. Another convoy, somebody said. Well, that has been suggested over and over and over. That is a thing that could happen. It's a thing that many, many people would want to happen, but I think it would have to be done for the right reasons. The Freedom Convoy was a one-off because it was so spontaneous. There was so many different people from so many different walks of life who had just had enough and had to do something, and saw this as an opportunity to be able to do it. So when we are under pressure, or when we feel that there's an injustice, I'm sure the appropriate thing will come up. It may take the form of a convoy, may not, but stay tuned, because this thing sure ain't over, that's for sure. Oh, Lynn Laird mentioned the powershift.ca. If you'd like to go over there, they've got a lot of really interesting information, just about the background on the legality of many of these different things and how that should be looked at. Trudeau and Singh are quietly bringing electrical reform legislation in the House. Well, that's good, because if you didn't have electrical reform, you'd probably have fires. And if the whole thing burnt down, well, I don't think that'd necessarily be a bad thing. So, yeah, I don't know about the electrical reform. Sorry, Patty. And we do have the Bill of Rights. That's right. I remember learning about the Bill of Rights with Jane Scharf and Dave Freedom.
Another couple of people I would like to have on here. Jane Scharf, Dave Freedom. You should come co-host with me as we're going forward. We got about almost 20-something episodes. So this is just number one of another bunch. Bring the power back to the people. I agree. Yes, I can see the comments. You can all see the comments. Hello, everyone. I feel ultimately we each need to do the inner work to raise consciousness. It's an inside job. Oh my gosh. Barb Schroer? Barb? Ain't that the thing? Isn't everything that we see wrong just a reflection of something that's wrong within us? Ain't it? Yeah, I'm working real hard on the I'm reading a lot of books on Buddha and Buddhism and the idea of going inside and shutting out all of the externals, because the externals isn't really what makes us happy. And happiness, should that even be a thing that we're striving for? Not necessarily. Happiness is usually a byproduct of something else, and not an end in itself. Anyway, long stories. We'll get into the Buddha talk another time. But yeah, absolutely. Inner work is coming to peace with ourselves. When we see how we interact with other people, we'll understand clearly where we're at. But we have to be cognizant enough to think about the reactions that we're having with other people. I can't tell you how often it happens whereby people are so oblivious, so unconscious of the way that they're coming across to another, that they are just bulldozing them with irrelevant information, and unfortunately pushing a lot of people away when they could be attracting them. So yeah, there's a proper way to consciously interact with ourselves and others, and I think that we should totally be on it. Thank you, Barb, for sure. Hello, Vanessa and Swan. I don't support Maggie or her WEF agenda. You know what? Maybe I don't either if she does and it's bad. Okay? I just don't know if it is. So we'll find out. I think that when we have her on, Patty, you should come and you should be one of the people that asks her questions, because I believe that healthy dialogue is good. And I also think that talking only about one side of the story ain't good. Us in our echo chambers talking to each other about the same things that we already know is not helping anybody. We need differing opinions so that we can each get sharp, iron sharpens iron kind of thing for you Bible people. Yeah, common sense is not so common anymore. Damn right, Keena. Not enough votes in the House because of the coalition. So I guess that means that because the Liberal and the NDP have kind of agreed to just to back each other, that nothing can happen except for what they want to happen. That's kind of weird. Thank you for the coverage. I watched you all through. Beautiful, so much love, togetherness. Rose May, wasn't it? I can't wait. You should see some of the. We're actually going to spend some time and go through a lot of the footage. I'm going to just edit a little bit better so that we've got, kind of more of the meat of it. But man, I mean, some of the beautiful things that we caught on camera and that we experienced was just beyond. So thanks, Rose May. More and more people are waking up, I believe, due to some wins in court, also seeing changes like our health system. I had some good reports back on the health system from a friend of mine's mother who was in there. She went to the Port Perry Hospital and she had a great experience. So there you go. What about petition E4623? I'm not sure which one that is. I'm not sure. Oh, that's Exit the WHO treaty. Yeah. So for those of you who are like maybe new and don't know who is who, the conspiracy side of things, I'm going to call it that. I don't even know if that's the right terminology or whatever, but they believe that there are these non-governmental organizations and worldwide organizations that are trying to take over the planet, basically, by implementing and invading cabinets and implementing all kinds of rules and legislature and direction that are not necessarily in the best interest of the people, but rather in this global organization which wants one world government, and we'll have total control over everybody through central banking digital currencies. So basically everything that you buy and everything that you do will be tracked. Social credit system like they have in China. This is the whole kind of like the overarching idea. Okay. And these big organizations are the furthest thing away from the smaller municipal governments, which is where I believe, at least as the best argument has been posed to me, that municipal governments is where we make all the change, other than in our hearts, which was the smartest thing ever. Somebody's going to send me some clips. Yeah, if you guys got clips, but I don't Please keep the clips relatively short and give me a synopsis as to why that clip was important to you. Okay, like what it was that struck you about it. That would be totally beneficial, man. I mean, make my life better, and we can go on for hours if you like. I don't really care. I don't usually make commitments, and this commitment I'm going to keep for the entire duration. So let's get at it. Let's do what we can do. Our CCF and team won in court, and the EMA was declared unlawful and illegal. Well, wasn't it? That's right, Patty. Stop the Who Treaty. Yeah, that's another one of those. If the YouTube channels didn't cover the Freedom Convoy, we might have believed mainstream media. Trudeau must go. Keep up the good work. Yay. Happy Trucker second anniversary. Haha, I removed Trudeau House vids. Tanya Richter. Oh, if you haven't seen Tanya Richter's Freedom Calendar, it's pretty damn amazing. Trek with Fire on Facebook. And the Bubble Bus is featured in April. Yay, Tanya Richter. Great all hand-drawn oil paintings of the happenings through the Freedom Convoy. Pretty incredible. So check her out, Tanya. Angela, I was in Ottawa the fall before the convoy. Had a real scary experience with Antifa the day I sang the Bear song with Kelly. Oh, no way. Yeah, this Antifa thing, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's basically just professional shit disturbers that have varying interests and backing from, nefarious sources. That's basically, and they're shit disturbers. Okay. Germany is spraying poo at the government buildings. The Freedom was very peaceful. You're right, it was. The Freedom Convoy was the most peaceful thing you could imagine. I mean, I went looking for violence, and the only violence I saw was being perpetrated by officials in uniforms. So, I mean, I just got to say, and don't get me wrong here, okay? Like, let me tell you something. Our officials in uniforms do a very, very difficult job. Okay. And most of them do it very, very well. The reason I could not do that job is because I would have a hard time taking directions that didn't resonate with who I was and what I believed. So, I want to thank all of our people that are out there doing the thing that I don't want to do because it's a tough job and you don't get paid enough, in my opinion. Okay. But you also should never, ever be able to be paid enough to do something against what your common sense or your conscience tells you. If you're going against that stuff, then there's a payment you're going to have to make down the road, and it ain't going to be pretty. And if you're justifying it, it's not the same difference. So I do not understand why more of our police officers didn't stand up. Outside of Sergeant Paul Brown, badge number 1889. What an incredible individual. Helped out at Huff's Gym when they refused to close and stayed open. And he went in there without a mask and did the thing that we were hoping that was going to happen. Well, he was one of the very first to do it. And there's others since then. Erin out of Durham Region. I can't remember her last name, but there's been a few police. Thank you very much for doing what you do on a daily, but use your discretion on behalf of the people that you serve, which are hopefully the population and not those who write your paycheck. Okay. That's my piece there. You're with your daughter, the trucks, Trudeau sign. Me too. I shared out the Mall family. I think I miss my freedom fighter family. You know what? So do I. Darlene, no problem. Thank you. Out in Newfoundland, you guys were great. I know Jeremy Gibson was doing a thing out there where you guys all just got together the past couple of weeks. People are getting together across this country and looking each other in the eye and saying, come on, let's use our common sense again. It's good to see. Well, thank you, Sue-Ann. Kellen Edwards. Thank you, Jim Kerr. Looking forward to watching these every evening. Well, I look forward to watching you watching these every evening. That's really awesome. I wish I could actually do that, although it'd be pretty damn confusing. I'd be looking at 50 people, although I would like that. We should do that. You guys should. I'm going to invite y'all to come in and we should all just talk and see if we can work that out. We're going to try new things. Yay. There are 700,000 people going to protect the border. Roy, what? We were just talking about you, buddy. Roy Allen, 700,000 people going to protect the border. Are you watching the convoy to Texas? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, evidently there's a convoy to Texas. There's 700,000 people going to protect the border. So I guess these are people in the United States of America, citizens of the United States of America that are sick of having the holy border. and they want to dam that up. So 700,000 people do a damn good job of boarding up a holy border. Roy, a lot of things going on around the world. Consciousness is shifting, I feel. Absolutely. Electoral. I knew that, Patty. I was just making fun of the electrical. Yeah, I knew that. I was just making fun. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that at your expense. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. Hey, Bubbles, much love and freedom. Tina loves freedom. Yeah, Tina loves freedom. Yeah, Peace Man. Oh, we're gonna have Dana on as a co-host. Peace Man would love to be a co-host, and we got a lot of footage of him. I was up in the tower with him as the oh, you wait. I've only looked at this footage over the past few days. I didn't look at it at all since then, and it's really quite amazing to review it all. Thank you from Alberta News and Views. Share it out, Shannon. Thank you. Any of you that are here, please share this out so we can get a better caliber of people instead of just me. People like Ed and other people that are good co-hosts to help out with. Stay positive, stay strong. The tides are turning. The house of cards are falling. Far more of us. Much respect to you and the missus. Thank you very much, Darlene. I really appreciate that. Exactly why we need Trudeau. We've had many wins this week. Yeah, I guess Canada, it seems like we've had some wins. Dave from the Shed. Yes, somebody please get hold of Dave from the Shed. I don't know where he is, and I'd love for him to come on and share some of his experience with us. I think maybe we'll get Melissa McKee and the Bikers Church people, because they played a really important part in a lot of this too. Deadline, Tanya, Freedom Calendar has beautiful pictures. Darn right it does. There were Canadian Special Forces marching with Antifa at children protest last summer. Okay, well, that's from Central Ontario Adventures. That's not the kind of Central Ontario adventure I'd want to do, marching with Antifa at children protests in the summer. Doesn't sound like fun. Barb, we are a simulation. Life is a game. Energy flows where your thoughts go. So in this podcast, or whatever this is called, a webinar thing, we are going to attempt to bring our thoughts back to the positive and the constructive, because folks, there are tons of problems. We don't have the energy for them. We need to use our energy to upbuild things and to make them the way we want them, as opposed to raging against the way they shouldn't be. Patty doesn't get paid for any of her work, man. That sucks. Me neither, actually. Hey, Jim. Hi. Many police and RCMP testified during the Supreme Court hearing in our favor. All right, there you go. That's good. Convoyed today from Belleville to Kingston. Darlene convoyed today from Belleville to Kingston. All right, that's cool. There's a media lie. Yes, there is. Tucker's on the move to Texas. Supreme Court order and military are joined in Texas. Something going on in Texas, folks. I don't know why you're looking at me. You ought to go look at what's going on in Texas. No, watching us, watching you. Far too comfortable in Sans clothing right now. Not 700K. Okay, so Mud Shark is saying that numbers are probably inflated. Freedom George. I'm going to have Freedom George on. He'd be a great co-host. Thank you. That's a good idea, Colleen Stifler. Well, this is great. You're going to have a show now. There's nobody from Ontario doing this that I know of, so we need this. Yes, we do. Darn right we do. I think that we needed to come. I wanted to do it last year, man, but I was doing the videos in Thailand because I went to go see if freedom was somewhere else in the world. And it's definitely different over there. We'll get into that another time. Pat King. Maybe Pat King would do this. Any of the videos I've seen lately of Pat King, he's saying, this is for fundraising purposes only. So I don't know that would be something that he, maybe. Well, I'll ask him. Let's put it that way. Thank you, Darlene. I appreciate it. And then see interviewed her first responders video. Okay, so you love my trip to Thailand? Thank you, Darlene. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to just shut it down now. We are at an hour. We did it in an hour this time. We may go as long as 2 hours. I'm going to guarantee that we have at least an hour's worth of content at 7 o'clock every evening. You can find us on, we are live streaming to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yay. And it's Church of Bubbles on all of the handles. Church of Bubbles on all the handles. That's it. So you can find us there. You can find us here. I'll be putting out a new link for tomorrow. And thank you so much for joining us. For those of you watching us in the repeat, I wish I knew what you were thinking, because if I did, I'd be later in time, which means that I'd be able to jump time. That would be advantageous. I could change a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know if I really want that. Maybe though. Anyway, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I wish I could see you right now. Yeah. All right. Peace out. See you tomorrow at 7, where we're going to be dealing with the very first day of the convoy. I want to say that there's a couple of videos of me where my face is just not even. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Like I almost couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I look forward to sharing that with you tomorrow. All right, cool. First day of the Freedom Convoy. First day of sheesh, I don't know how many we got. Until February 22nd, I believe. Hold on, I'm gonna find out here. I'm gonna find out here. Until okay, and the last day of videos I've got is February 21st. Okay, so we got 26 days. This is the first of 26 days. The last day will be February 21st. And I hope you join me every day. Hope you bring other people in. I hope you invite those who have been here to come online with me. I can have up to 10 guests or something. So it'll be fun. It'll be fluid. And it'll be extra special because you're here. And Kellyanne, of course, you're going to be one of my people. Of course you are. There we go. Logged in from StreamYard. Couldn't hear me. I hope you can hear me now because you're going to be on my thing, on my radar to be a co-host here, Kelly. All right. 26 days. CA. Church Bulbs loves you. Bye. Dong, dong.